So, I'm not a natural morning person. Waking up at 5 a.m. has never been a strength of mine, neither is going to bed at 9 p.m. You know what? Let's be real, not even 11 p.m. And I've just sort of accepted that, some of us are night owls and it is what it is. But I've often felt like the world isn't exactly suited for us night owls. And that's understandable. I mean, there's that thing about sunshine and making hay. Well, hey, I'm not exactly mad about that. But you see, I began to feel like all my days consisted of was work. And even when that wasn't necessarily the case, in my head, that's what it felt like because it felt like that was the first thing I would think of in the morning and sometimes have to look forward to for the day. And by day, I mean morning, most of when there is sunlight. But this became even more apparent during the lockdown. I'd find that the entire day had gone by and I had hardly done anything productive or useful for myself. I mean, there I was still in my PJs, sixth YouTube video playing with my socks flung across the room because there was no real structure. It began to seem like the day didn't start or end on any particular or specific notes. But even in the midst of the current madness in the world, I decided to construct a method to mine. And this is how I did it and why you should as well. The first thing I like to do when I wake up in the morning is stare. Yes, you heard that right. Stare. I stare out my window as the sunlight streaks in. Super grateful I get to see another day, even if it will be stressful. Other times, I just stare at the ceiling as I try to recollect my dreams. Did anything interesting happen? What's my subconscious trying to tell me? And why did I see? I should probably call him. Alright, enough zombie behavior. Time to actually get up. Washing my face in the morning as the second thing I do has been one of the biggest game changers for me. And I do this unfadingly. We all probably go into the bathroom in the morning anyway, so I couple this habit alongside. Doing this helps me fully wake up so that I don't simply go back to bed. But it's also an excuse to do my skincare routine, which is really just cleansing and moisturizing. For the not going back to bed part, I'd say this works 90% of the time. I also then clean my teeth so that I'm now free to eat whatever I want, whenever, without feeling guilty or gross. I see people online drinking coffee or matcha and I just can't seem to relate. I like my tea or beverage, and that's probably because of the story behind it. So, growing up, my dad would make my sisters and I tea every morning. It's how we were waking up, and so I love incorporating it into my days now. Plus, it tastes really good. Although I will admit I don't do this all the time, sometimes I'm just not feeling it, and plain water works. Today, I added something extra I do sometimes but not always. This is because I like to reserve it till night or evening time. Journaling. It's not always structured as sometimes it's just a to-do list for the day. And yes, eating is on my list because A, sometimes I forget, and B, I think it's nice to include self-care acts in your list and not just productive things. Now, I'm no longer suddenly not an owl. It's definitely easier for the days when I don't have to be at work. But for work days, I would have to set an alarm 20 minutes before I had to be up and at the hospital because I want to be able to do something for myself, especially because the day can go by so fast. Before you know it, you have to stay back after your shift ends because who else is going to sort out the patient that needs some extra care? What I love the most about this routine is how everything needs to be done before I even get on my phone. I haven't even touched my phone all morning yet. I really like how it allows me to not get triggered first thing in the morning or be subject to everyone else's thoughts and agendas before I even get into mine. Now, you don't have to follow mine strictly. To be honest, I'm not even sure I'd advise that. I looked up a couple of routines of CEOs and millionaires, and I'm not sure I could follow them either. I don't think morning routines need to be so complex. But the point of a routine is that it's done every day, or at least as often as possible. And that helps create a sense of stability before the chaos of the day. I also like how there's something to look forward to, even if it's as simple as a hot cup of tea or going for a run. Anyway, enough about me. What are some of your morning routine habits? If you liked this video, please don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend or on social media. It really helps my channel out a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will meet you in the comment section.